Okay, well, welcome to class. This is Stats XL10, Introductory Statistics. So there are two websites that you need to know. Okay, the primary one is classes.smileschen.com/XL10. Okay, and then the other one is my.uclaextension.edu. Okay, so this one is hosted by the university. This is where I'll post grades, things of that nature. But class assignments and all of that, that's going to go on the classes.smileschen website. Okay. So let's go there now. Well, I just want to make sure everybody has this written down. Not yet. Okay. So make sure you have that written down. Okay, I'm going to go to the website there. All right. So most browsers know that if you don't type in HTTP, that it inserts it for you, so you don't have to type that whole thing. Okay, and then if you type XL10, it will take you here, Summer XL10. I teach multiple classes, so you just want to make sure that you select the Summer XL10. Hang on a second. Okay, so this is the class. This is where you'll land. Make sure you select Summer XL10. Don't take the XL13 site or any of the other ones, okay? Class description, this is my email address. This is where we meet. You guys found it. And I will have office hours in this classroom from around 6:15 to 7. So about 45 minutes prior to class beginning, I will be here and I can answer your questions. Okay, so that will serve as office hours. If you have any administrative issues, such as problems with enrollment, things like that, the person you need to contact is Sue Kwan. Okay, so she'll be handling all administrative things. If you need a makeup exam, you go through Sue Kwan. Okay, I don't have the authority to give out makeup exams, so you have to contact Sue there. Okay, if any of you have a learning disability or any other kind of disability, physical disability, whatever it might be, you might be entitled to services or special accommodations, and that will be done through access@uclaextension.edu or this phone number. Okay, so you need to contact them. So for example, they might say you are allowed extra time on your exams for one reason or another. You will then take exams with the Disabled Student Services office and not in our regular classroom. Okay, are there any questions on any of this stuff? Okay. We will have a midterm exam July 28th and September 8th. Make sure you mark those days in your calendars. They should be both Tuesdays unless I messed something up. Okay. The office is pretty strict about makeup exams. They only allow you to take a makeup exam if you have an emergency, medical emergency, or car accident or something. Okay, some unforeseen thing that needs to be documented. Okay, so If you get ill and you can't come to class, you need to get a doctor's note. Don't just stay home and say I was sick and I didn't want to come to class, because they're not going to give you a makeup exam if you don't bring in a doctor's note. So make sure if you miss class, especially on the day of a test or something, and you want to make up, you need to get some kind of documentation. Okay? If you've got a vacation plan for these dates, they're not going to give you a makeup exam. Okay? And these are worth 30% of your grade, so it's probably better to take the class at another time. So don't plan vacation, or don't do anything like that. So just want this to be clear from the outset. All right, these are the textbooks. This is the textbook that we use. My goodness, it's very expensive. I have no idea why it's $200 now. It wasn't that last quarter, but it looks like this. Okay, this is the second edition of the textbook. If you get the first edition of the textbook, that's also okay. You might not be able to resell your first edition, but you might save a few bucks that way. These are all pretty much the same. Okay, they have a loose leaf edition of the textbook also. You can get that for cheaper. You can also get loose leaf edition of the first edition. So these are the second edition and these are first edition. They both come in hardbound and loose leaf editions, depending on what you've got. Let's see. And you will need the textbook for homework. Okay? Question?
So only the second edition and loose leaf, or?
The first edition is also okay. It'll suffice. Okay? A few things are different. The textbook numberings are different, things like that. You also need a calculator. You are not allowed to use your cell phone as a calculator in this class. Okay? So make sure you have some kind of calculator. I highly recommend a scientific one. If you already have a graphing calculator, that's fine. You don't need to go out and buy a scientific calculator. But if you have a scientific calculator, that's great. If you don't have a scientific calculator or graphing calculator, definitely you will need to go buy one. This is about, right now, this one is $15.90 on Amazon, and then the other calculator that I also highly recommend is $16 on Amazon. I pretty much have one of this is the calculator that I have simulated on the screen, and this one is currently unavailable, so you can't get it. But this one is pretty much nearly identical to this, and it's $16. Okay, it's definitely worth your investment. Okay, some people think you paid the summer class for whatever reasons outside of my control was very expensive. It's like $1,500 or $1,600. I don't remember, something very high, right? Huh?
It's close to
$1,600. Okay, this is $16. This is less than 1% of that. Okay, and this will make a huge difference in your grade. So don't try to save money by not buying a calculator and then failing the class and throwing that money away. Okay, get a calculator if you don't have one. And that way. And one advantage of having this calculator is when I push the buttons on the screen, you can push the exact same buttons on your calculator, and you'll get the same answers that I do. Okay? If you have a different calculator, you'll also be fine, but you won't have the advantage of pushing the same buttons that I do. Some people like saying that. Okay? Let's see. Your grade. Okay, so we're gonna have quizzes, a midterm, and a final. Those are 30% each, and then you'll have 5% homework and 5% attendance. Okay. And there hasn't been a need to curve classes in the past. I don't anticipate a need to curve this class either. Okay. Every class, a lot of students succeed, and do well. I do my best to provide all the resources you need to be successful. That said, it requires your part. You've got to do your part in doing the homework, studying, and learning, okay? You can't just expect to come to class, sit passively, and expect to learn that way, okay? It requires an active involvement on your part, okay? And here's kind of a schedule of how things are going to go. Are there any questions? Yes?
How many minutes do you give for the exams?
So the midterm and final exam, you'll have 3 hours for those, okay? We also have a quiz pretty much every single week. Well, almost. We've got 12 weeks in the class, and we're going to have 8 quizzes. Quizzes are about 30 minutes each, okay?
Are they multiple choice?
They are multiple choice, okay? Quizzes are 30 minutes apiece. Now, so there, I do have to say this, okay? If what has been true about students in the past is true this quarter, and I imagine that's the case, you are taking this class to fulfill your math requirement to transfer to a university, okay? So most of you probably enrolled in at a junior college looking to transfer to a 4-year university, and you need this course to fulfill your math requirement, okay? Some of you are taking this class because it allows you to skip kind of a sequence of classes at your own junior college. And that might mean you don't have the necessary requisite background knowledge, okay? So you might not have the math background. I don't recommend doing that. Again, this is your time and your money, so you guys are adults and you can make your own decisions. But in the past, students who have not had the prior knowledge many of them have struggled, okay? Now some of them worked really hard and they managed to succeed in the class, okay? But everyone is different, and I can't say this is going to be you or this is going to be you, whether you're going to succeed or not, okay? But do not expect me to cover the math that you're already supposed to know prior to this class, okay? You're supposed to know algebra, okay? This class is called statistics. It's not called algebra. And so I'm not going to teach algebra in this class, okay? I'm not going to go review it or go over it. So if you are rusty on your algebra, or if it's been 10 years since you've taken a math class, this week, while this very first week the material is very easy, okay? This week you need to work extra hard and go to websites like Khan Academy and spend time making sure you are up to speed, so that come next week when the material gets tougher, you're not going to be left behind. Don't think, oh, today's content was easy, it should be a breeze, okay? The first week of this class is super easy, okay? Don't think that that's an indication for how the rest of the course will go. You need to have algebra mastered. Okay? So, yes, question?
If we do begin to struggle, do you have a list of tutors that you recommend for our students?
I don't anymore. A lot of the people that I recommended have moved on and gotten jobs and are no longer available for tutoring. So I don't know who I can recommend. I might be able to ask some former students who did well in the class to see if they'd be willing to help. But that's what we have there, okay? I'm going to go to rate my professors, okay? Let's see. And okay, so I want to show you one review here. So I've gotten some good reviews, and then here's one where a student was unhappy, okay? And it says 25% of the class dropped by the time I did. I think that's an exaggeration. I assume the good reviews are from the ones who are able to get it. He is somewhat helpful, but he won't review anything one is already supposed to know, for example, or that is algebra. His quizzes are too long for a 30-minute slot, especially after working all day. From third week on, most people looked desperate. That's what this person is complaining. It is true, I will not go over algebra, okay? And I say this at the beginning of every class, so this person who wrote this review should not have been surprised, and so I don't feel like this is a fair complaint. Some people do feel that the quizzes are long. However, my counter argument is I will provide practice quizzes that are very similar to the actual quizzes. So that gives you an opportunity to practice during the week, and you can see if you can complete the quiz within 30 minutes yourself. And if you are unable to complete the quiz within 30 minutes, then that means you need to study more, okay? So, yes?
How many quizzes do you have?
We're going to have 8 quizzes, okay?
30 minutes.
They're all going to be around 30 minutes, yes. Question?
For people who get extra time on tests, does that apply to the quizzes or only the tests?
That applies, well, that is determined by the disabled student's office, okay? So I have had students who were given extra time on both quizzes and exams. Some people only got extra time on the exams. You know, that's determined by them, not me. I don't have the training to make those determinations. Yes?
Safe to assume that the format for the exams are going to be different than the quizzes. I mean, I know they'll be longer, but are they going to be? They're not going to be any multiple choice in there.
So the exams are also multiple choice. Okay, exams and quizzes are pretty much all multiple choice. Yeah. Well, I'll show you what a homework looks like and what a practice quiz will look like. Okay. I try to be as clear about the expectations I have for the students in this class. Okay. And most of my students have appreciated that. I think if I search the other one, I think this one. So I have, you know, again, also very high ratings, you know, regarding helpfulness and clarity, and, you know, easiness is debatable among the students. So so that said, I try to do my part in presenting the material as clearly as I can, presenting you the resources you need to prepare yourself for each week's quiz and each exam. You have to do your part, okay? And again, this is your warning. I'll say it again. I'm not going to teach algebra. If you need help in algebra, okay, that is your responsibility. Honestly, I would say you should not take this class and you should enroll in algebra first. Make sure you're comfortable with algebra prior to taking this class. But again, you guys are grown-ups and you can make your own decisions. But don't come back and give me a negative review because I didn't teach algebra in the statistics class, all right? Okay, I want to take a look at like a homework assignment from this week, okay? So this is going to be the homework assignment that we have for this week. I've posted, so these are, you're going to read these sections in your textbook, and you're going to do these exercises from the textbook as well, okay? So I have numbers of the problems for the first edition. I've got numbers for the problems of the second edition. So make sure you go through and do that, okay? If you don't have the textbook already, make sure you get a textbook ASAP, okay? If you have a email address for your student, most schools, if you go to school, they give you a student email address that ends in .edu, okay? If you have an email address that ends in .edu, you can sign up for Amazon Student, okay? You get I think a 1 month or 3 month trial for free, and you get free 2-day shipping on anything that says Amazon Prime, okay? And it's excellent. And After your trial expires, it's $50 for a year, and it includes its own version of Netflix. It's Amazon Instant Video. You know, I don't work for Amazon, but I think it's great. I love it. You know, I pay the full membership because I'm not a student. But yes, question.
Is there a bookstore that we can go in?
Yes, there's the UCLA bookstore, and you can buy a book from them as well. Okay. Make sure you get the book. Now, if you place the order on a website, you know, some other company, Chegg or something, and it says it'll take a week for your book to arrive. Okay. This week and this week only, I can email you scans of the homework pages. Okay, just for this week. That's allowed, but I can't do that. All right, I get in trouble from the publishers, and I can't post it online because I'll also get in trouble from the publishers there. But if you send me an email and I verify that you are enrolled in the class, I can send you a copy of the just the homework problems for this week. Okay. But that said, you got to go get the textbook because I can do it this week, but I'm not going to do it for future weeks. All right. Okay, and then I've also recorded answers or video solutions for each of the homework problems that I've assigned. Okay, so you do a homework problem, you can then you know, click the video, and it will show you. It'll show you how I've worked through the problem on the in the video there. Okay, the videos are to help you learn. Okay, I don't want the videos to become a hindrance for your learning, and what I mean by that is if you get stuck on a problem and you say, I don't know how to solve this, okay, there you have an opportunity to learn. Okay, if you just jump to the answer and look at the answer and say, oh, that makes sense, you're not going to learn. There is learning that happens in your brain during that moment of struggle. Okay, so if you don't struggle with the problem, you're doing yourself a disservice by not working through it yourself. Okay, so these are provided so you can check your answers and make sure you've done it correctly, or if you do get stuck, it might be able to get you started, but don't just sit back and watch passively. Okay, again, everything requires an active participation on your part to make sure you are learning. As far as homework goes, I will not be collecting homework. Okay? We're going to go on the honor system. I assign homework. You're going to do it, and I'm going to trust that you do the homework. Okay? Again, the homework, I assign the homework as an opportunity for you to learn. I don't assign the homework. It doesn't give me pleasure or joy of going through and reading homework assignments that have been turned in. Okay? I want you guys to learn. That's why I assign the homework. It would make my life a lot easier if there was no requirement for you to learn. I would just play movies in class or something, and you guys would probably like that. But I love statistics. This is I'll talk about my love for statistics in a moment here. But I really want you guys to learn the material here. Okay, and so I assign the homework so you guys learn, not because I want to make your life miserable. Okay, the problems I've picked out, I believe, are conducive to learning the material, and that's why I've assigned them, and so they are there. But I'm not going to come around and make sure that you've done it. Okay, homework is worth 5%. At the end of the day, when I file grades, everyone's going to get the full 5% for their homework. Okay, and that, that means some of you, and most of you will do the homework. Okay, but some of you are going to say, oh, well, that's great, I don't have to do homework, and you're not going to do the homework. Again, what you do is up to you, but you are cheating yourself out of a learning opportunity. Okay, so do the homework. I've also provided a sample quiz, a practice quiz, okay, because next week will be your first quiz. And you'll have half an hour, and here are problems that are very similar to the types of questions you will see on next week's quiz, okay? So we've got a few questions going over stuff. Yes?
So, Professor, how did you get to this?
How did I get there? Okay, so I went to classes.smileschen.com, right? Go to XL10 and I'm under the Homework 1 page. At the very bottom of the Homework 1 page is this quiz1.pdf. You can download the file, this little triangle over here, or arrow, down arrow, you can click that and download the file. And you can look at it. This is a practice quiz. You can print it out. This practice quiz is going to be, the first quiz, this first week's material is, in my opinion, very easy, okay? And so, you have a few problems just making sure you know how to use your calculator correctly. This is kind of also to make sure you get a calculator that can do things, and it's just a matter of punching some of these things in. And then we're going to just cover some basic stuff on statistics and tables and things like that. First quiz, okay? It's very easy, half an hour. That'll happen next week at the beginning of class, okay? So, and you're going to have half an hour for it, so don't say you didn't have enough time, because I've given you a practice quiz. You're going to have half an hour to do it, okay? And there we go. Okay, so the quiz will start at 7 o'clock next week. Make sure you get to class on time. If you arrive late, the quiz is still going to end at 7:30, and so if you get here at 7:25, you'll have 5 minutes to finish the quiz, and that's probably not going to be enough time. So make sure you get here by 7 o'clock. And we have that. Okay, are there any questions? Okay, I am recording this, basically what's happening on the screen here. And when I'm done recording, I will upload the video to YouTube, and you can watch the video. This is from last quarter, but when I'm done with the video, it will be uploaded to YouTube, and you can review the entire lecture. It'll look so pretty much just like that. Okay, you can see what's happening, and so that's an opportunity in case I covered something in lecture, or you're going through your notes and you get stuck in the homework or whatever, and you just want to make sure you understand something well. You can go back and rewatch the lecture and learn that way. Okay. I know some of you, your time limit on learning, your brain can work hard for maybe 2 hours, and then that last hour in class, your brain is already mush and you can't absorb much. So the lecture videos are provided there, so you can go back with a fresh brain and make sure you pick up that information, okay? Please don't take it as a reason to just skip class. And think you can watch the video at home. Generally, the learning happens a lot better when you're physically in class, okay? Because when you're at home watching a video, it's very easy to get distracted, You feel hungry and you go to the microwave and you walk, the cat comes in or something. All sorts of reasons to get distracted. When you're in class, you don't really have a whole lot of reason, especially if you put your phone away, okay? So we have that. Again, I try to give you as much stuff as you need or could possibly want to do well. You got to do your part. Okay. Any questions there? Okay. I want to show you a couple videos. Okay, and these are kind of this is so important that we're going to spend a good 20 minutes in class going